Hello, I'm Derica Wilson.
Hi, my name is Alejandro Jimenez.
Hello, my name is Eric Brothman.
I'm Jansu Beck.
And we are Team 1. So, our presentation today focuses on Spotify's marketing strategy. Specifically, we're sharing our plan to help Spotify strengthen customer loyalty and retention as the music streaming industry becomes more competitive. We're going to go ahead and jump into slide 2. Okay, so to kick things off, let's talk about Spotify's main challenge. So, even though Spotify leads the global music and podcast market, competition has become more intense with Apple Music, YouTube Music, and others fighting for the same listeners. The issue isn't getting people to try Spotify, it's keeping them. Subscription fatigue is real, and users have plenty of options these days. So, our main goal is to increase customer lifetime value, basically to help Spotify keep users happier for longer. We think the best way to do this is through a few key strategies. Building stronger loyalty and engagement programs, especially around Spotify Wrapped, experimenting with the pricing models that reward long-term subscribers, using personalized communication to strengthen the listener to brand relationship, and finally, making sure that Spotify's messaging stays consistent and creative across all marketing channels, from digital ads to real-world campaigns. So, before we dive deeper, here's a quick overview of Spotify as a company. Spotify started in Stockholm, Sweden back in 2006 and has grown into a global platform with over 696 million active users in more than 180 countries. And more than a third of those are paid subscribers. What makes Spotify unique isn't just the size of its library, which includes over 100 million songs and podcasts and audiobooks, but its mission. Spotify's mission is unlocking human creativity, giving artists a way to make a living from their work and fans a way to connect more deeply with the art that they love. Their value lies in personalization. They turn listening into an emotional and individual experience. But the one challenge that has remained for Spotify has been people switching music platforms. So Spotify has to constantly innovate to keep its audience loyal. So the big focus for our plan is turning casual listeners into lifelong fans, transforming simple discovery into lasting connection.
I will be explaining the SWOT analysis for Spotify. Starting with the strengths, Spotify is still the global leader with about 686 million users and 276 million premium subscribers. It's got strong brand recognition and partnership that keep it visible everywhere people listen to music. Looking at opportunities, Spotify can be expanding in Asia and Latin America, where streaming is growing fast, and with the rise of podcasts, audiobooks, and AI voice assistants, there is room for innovation beyond music. Now, for weaknesses, Spotify faces high royalty and licensing costs, which limits profits, and, and also there is the issue with switching costs, which are low. Finally, for threats, there is huge competition from Apple, YouTube, and Amazon, and also lingering subscription fatigue, among other threats. Now I will be explaining the segmentation, targeting, and positioning for Spotify. We divide the audience into three main segments. The pyramid segment, adults between 25 and 34 years old, which are frequent streamers, digitally savvy, and mostly mobile first. What they care about the most is personalization, discovery, and ad-free experiences. So Spotify could target them and engagement through exclusive playlists and early access to new features. Next, the secondary segment, 18 to 24 years old students. They are budget conscious, very social. They love discounts, collaborative playlists, and sharing music. For them, a Spotify best move is student loyalty programs and community-driven campaigns. Finally, the tertiary segment, 35 to 44 years old podcast listeners. These are people that are multitasking professionals, often listening during commutes. They look for long-form content and cross-device listening. So bundling audiobooks and podcasts will increase retention. In terms of research, we find that Spotify continues to dominate the music streaming market with 396 million users worldwide, as we mentioned before. Also, the 176 million are premium subscribers. That's a massive base to work with, but also means retaining them is critical as competition keeps rising. One big insight we found is that 60% of consumers are experiencing what is called subscription fatigue. Basically, people are overwhelmed by how many services they pay for. That's a big red flag for Spotify because it means users could start cutting non-essential subscriptions. On the positive side, podcasts and audiobooks are driving cross-format engagement, giving Spotify a strong way to keep users active across different types of content. So these stats tell us that while Spotify has scale and reach, the focus moving forward has to be on retention, engagement, and giving people more value for staying subscribed.
I will be talking about Spotify's product strategy. Here's how we connect with people where they listen. Spotify is accessible everywhere they are, allowing us to use distribution to strengthen retention. Key access points include mobile and desktop apps, smart speakers like Echo and Nest, and cars through CarPlay and Android Auto. The web player and gift cards provide universal access for edge cases. The freemium tier isn't just for acquisition, it's the top of our retention funnel. It helps users develop habits that we can convert to premium with offline listening, ad-free sessions, and higher quality. Our goal this year is to keep that process smooth, reduce friction when upgrading, and maintain the perceived value of premium at every touchpoint. Our integrated marketing communications plan has one main goal: to consistently reinforce value following recent price changes. Digital channels and customer relationship management handle the primary activities with personalized emails, in-app messages, and push notifications that highlight what listeners already enjoy. Think 3 new artists you discovered this month linked to premium benefits. Social platforms express emotions through wrapped, creator collaborations, and user-generated content, turning listening into an identity marker. Traditional marketing maintains brand visibility around key moments like holidays and back to school, when family plans are most likely to convert. We will test bundle partners on content and hardware to increase perceived value and protect price points. Cost control is vital. Customer relationship management and social channels provide low-cost impressions and high ROI, so we prioritize investing there and expanding successful initiatives. Execution follows a straightforward quarterly schedule. In Q1, we introduce Stay Premium, Save Flow within Cancellation Pass, and initiate 2 bundle pilots. In Q2, we enhance engagement through loyalty rewards, such as free audiobook hours and playlist badges. In Q3, we launch a customer relationship management win-back campaign for churned users. In Q4, we refine offer and creative strategies based on retention ROI. Success metrics are explicit. Reduce monthly voluntary churn by 3%, increase listening time by 10%, and achieve at least 15% win-back from lapsed subscribers. For revenue quality, we monitor average revenue per user and customer lifetime value. For engagement, we track weekly active days and monthly listening hours. For messaging, we measure open rates, click-through rates, and post-exposure conversions. If a KPI falls more than 10% short, we conduct variance analysis, reallocate budget towards higher ROI channels, and modify pricing or rewards as needed.
I will go over the implementation control and the final conclusion. The company will implement the retention-focused marketing plan over 12 months. We will perform quarterly reviews and monitor key performance indicators or KPIs. The table I'm presenting here shows each quarter's specific goals and KPIs. It begins with a segmented retention campaign as gamified loyalty rewards, reactivate churned users through CRM, and ends with an ROI review. This implementation control plan will be used for resource allocation and campaign adjustments as needed, as well as to assess our progress. We'll measure progress through churn, engagement, CLV, and satisfaction metrics such as Net Promoter Score. The company should evolve from an acquisition-driven to a loyalty-driven marketing approach. This will lower churn rates but increase lifetime value, thereby improving overall ROI. Thank you.